Parasocial relationships. What are they, and how do they go from innocently fanboying over an actress to an assassination attempt on the president? Or from being part of a teenage group chat to being sexually exploited as a child? Welcome to the Crafty Cryptid, a channel dedicated to DIY crafting and spooky storytelling. If cryptids, conspiracies, and true crime are your kind of thing, make sure to subscribe and ding the notification bell so that you're always updated when I post my bi-weekly videos. Today, let's discuss some disturbing past and present cases of parasocial bonding. What even is a parasocial relationship? According to the National Register of Health Services Psychologists, a parasocial relationship is a, quote, one-sided relationship formed when one party extends energy, interest, and time, and the other person doesn't know that they exist. It can also happen when the target knows that the person exists, but simply has not developed a relationship with that person thinks is real. GameQuitters.com gives us a good example of this with Pokimane, the most popular female Twitch streamer in the world. Quote, in 2020, Pokimane revealed how she was stalked and harassed for years by obsessive fans, to the point that she felt as though she was sexually harassed by them even though they didn't even meet in person. Attractive streamers and YouTubers tend to get the most attention. Some fans get so engrossed by their online idols, they start caring about their lives more than about what is happening in their own life. They enjoy watching for entertainment, and at the same time, they're prepared to defend their idols by any means, even by attacking fans of other streamers or influencers, creating a toxic online environment. Chances are you have engaged in this type of bond at some point in your life to some degree, although most of you probably have not gone as far as sexually harassing or attacking someone, I hope. If you have gotten into arguments with your friends or family over their dislike of a celebrity you've always admired, you have participated in parasocial behavior. If you take a disliking to members of an idol's fandom simply because you dislike the idol, you've also participated in parasocial behavior. It's human nature to want to love and protect other people, just as it is to hate or avoid people whom you find threatening, twisted, or even just irritating. It's when the target of your emotions has no idea that they have become a force in your own mind that directs your actions that it becomes a one-sided relationship and thus becomes toxic. Although most parasocial behaviors never go beyond a squabble in a YouTube comment section, there are times when these delusions have had real-life consequences. One of the most notable examples of this is when John Hinckley Jr., born May 29, 1955, attempted to assassinate U.S. President Ronald Reagan in Washington, D.C. on March 30th, 1981, 2 months after Reagan's first inauguration. According to Wikipedia, quote, using a .22 caliber revolver, Hinckley wounded Reagan, police officer Thomas Delahanty, Secret Service agent Tim McCarthy, and White House Press Secretary James Brady, who was left permanently disabled, unquote. But why did Hinckley commit this attempted murder and act of treason? Because of his obsession with actress Jodie Foster. Martin Scorsese, director of Taxi Driver, was inspired by real-life presidential assassination attempts when he made his movie, which starred actress Jodie Foster. In an unfortunate stroke of irony, It was this movie, inspired by real-life assassination attempts, that would inspire another assassination attempt when John Hinckley Jr. saw the film and became obsessed with the actress. In fact, Hinckley was so crazy about Foster that just before he tried to murder President Reagan, he wrote her a letter. All That's Interesting tells us that the letter, written just hours before the attempt, read, quote, "Jodie, I would abandon the idea of getting Reagan in a second if I could only win your heart and live out the rest of my life with you, whether it be in total obscurity or whatever." Unquote. Prior to March 30th, Hinckley had been abusing drugs, considered himself a N-ZI, and followed Jodie Foster, newly 18 years old, to Connecticut, where he left her notes outside of her dorm room at Yale University, and even told strangers at a New Haven bar that he was Foster's boyfriend. Hinckley ended up getting caught for his crime, but was ruled not guilty by reason of insanity, and instead spent 30 years under institutional psychiatric care. Hinckley is a prime example of what happens when parasocial relationships are taken too far. But in a world that is more easily accessible than ever, where people can pull out their phones and see videos and images of their favorite influencer's personal daily routine, it seems parasocial behaviors are becoming a bigger problem than ever before, according to everydayhealth.com. A research study conducted in 2022 by ThriveWorks found that 51% of Americans have likely been in parasocial relationships, and that men are twice as likely to have them than women. What happens when a parasocial relationship becomes a real relationship? Can that actually happen? Some might say no, but a recent controversy surrounding Netflix star and comedian Colleen Ballinger might sway their opinion. In case you have not heard of the Colleen Ballinger case, let me give you a quick rundown. She was exposed by YouTuber Adam McIntyre for extremely dangerous and sexually charged messages she had allegedly sent not only to him, but to other minors in a group chat she kept specifically for kids, which she called the Weenies or Colleeny's Weenies. I'm sorry, Adam, but I have to say alleged, although I 100% am on your side and believe you and all of the proof you have come out with. Adam, and now other YouTubers, have come forward exposing Colleen's inappropriate messages with minors, including messages that she sent asking children what their favorite sex positions were, asking them for pictures of their butts, asking them if they were virgins, and even going so far as to send her own lingerie to Adam himself when he was roughly 14 years old. I will link Adam's channel in the description if you would like to hear his story for yourself. Ballinger and her peers, which allegedly partook in this behavior, developed some kind of twisted relationship with actual children who looked up to them. Children that naively assumed they had a real relationship with Ballinger because that's what children do. The kids were victims of a parasocial relationship that Ballinger allegedly abused by using her fame, fortune, and power over them. She gave them internships and sent them mail. She met up with them at events. She fooled these children into believing she was actually their friend. Being in her 30s at the time that this supposed crime was taking place, Ballinger was old enough and supposedly mature enough to realize the power imbalance she held in this situation. She was also old enough to know that she should not be exposing literal children to the intimate pieces of her life, nor should she be sexually exploiting them, whether she considered it to be comedy, content, or anything else. However, because she stoked the flames of this parasocial relationship, and allegedly because she exposed countless minors to inappropriate conversations, these kids who have now grown up into adults that understand how badly they were exploited and abused have suffered mental, emotional, and social consequences because of her. Being an influencer myself, not just here but in other endeavors throughout the years, I have had shocking realizations occur when followers of mine, who I did not know even existed, seemed to have emotional connections to me that I obviously do not reciprocate. I, unlike Ballinger, see the harm that could be possible if I were to manipulate those parasocial bonds that people have with me. For a long time, when I first started going viral on TikTok with my political account, I tried to reply to as many people as I could. I tried to give them pieces of myself. I tried to be open as much as possible because I thought that I owed that to my audience as an influencer. But that was approximately 7 years ago at the time of this recording. I was in my mid-20s, and I quickly found out, not just from the audience's standpoint, but from my own as well, that that is not a healthy place to be. I am a human being. I am not a star or a leader or an idol. I am a regular human being that opens their mouth and says words on video, which I then upload to the internet. That's all I am, and I cannot give 100% of myself to my audience. If I do, then I have nothing left over for my own self. I learned quickly how much harm can come from these sorts of relationships as the influencer, but I still catch myself as a fan having similar thoughts and feelings toward other influencers. I still engage in parasocial relationships to some degree, though I will never groom children or attempt to assassinate the president. But I will never like Taylor Swift and her fandom. I will always defend Keith and Shiro as the best Voltron pairing, and I will still always cry whenever I catch an episode of The Crocodile Hunter. I am human, and those are my parasocial bonds. After watching today's video, I hope that's as far as yours go as well. Also, Sheath is OTP, and you can fight me on that. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's video. To be notified when I post next, click subscribe and ding the notification bell so that you're always updated immediately when I post my bi-weekly videos. For more information on the Colleen Ballinger case, please check out Adam McIntyre's YouTube channel, linked in the description. As always, you can find the sources that I used for this video also in the description below. Thanks for watching, everyone, and come back soon, Cryptids.